KATC Weather Lab. Here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back to this Friday Eve, the eve of Friday, getting ready for the weekend, and it's certainly going to be a mild weekend, but the clouds are back, temperatures are going to be warming up, and we do have some rain chances into the weekend, but they are slight. That's going to change, though, next week for sure. First off, though, let's get a shot from Justin Terro out at a Roberts Cove crawfish pond, and hopefully the recent rains and the wind have kind of stimulated the crawfish. Let them eat and let them get big and fat and get in these pots right here and then eventually into my belly. Hopefully good crawfish season coming up for sure as the weather starts to warm and the ponds start to warm as well, and hopefully a little oxygen in these ponds, and we will get oxygen in the ponds thanks to rains that are on the way as we go into next week. So let's kick it upstairs. Set the stage here. I'm using the European model showing the jet stream, which shows up in white right here. Anything that's more than 100 miles an hour, this is up at about 30,000 feet or so, and then we have the precipitation pasted on. Now notice the jet is kind of arcing in a ridge of high pressure, so dry conditions for us right now, but notice we do have a jet stream that's running near 100 miles an hour aloft. You'll see that on the cloud cover in just a bit. And then you have this river of air as we go all the way back through Hawaii that has been pouring into California, and that's why they've had some very heavy rains and heavy snows at elevation all through the Rockies. Now, as we move this down the road, we'll notice that the jet stream orientation gets a little bit closer to us as we head into Sunday, and then we get into next week. We get a southwesterly jet that it almost always translates to a wet period for sure, and it stays in a southwesterly orientation, and we're going to have a front dancing back and forth. I'm going to show you that tonight at 10, but bottom line, getting wet, perhaps stormy as well. Could see some severe weather events developing, but that is just a little premature to call that at this point. But Tuesday, Thursday, good chance of storms, and maybe a good chance of storms into the following weekend as well. So that's setting the stage. As we look at the big picture, you see all the snow ongoing right now and the heavy precip in not only SoCal, but also into portions of Nevada, also Arizona. Flooding issues there, more heavy snows into the Rockies as well. But that storm system bypasses us to the north for now. Look at the high clouds moving across the area. We said that jet stream aloft was moving at 100 miles an hour, and you can see how fast those high-level cirrus clouds are moving in. But meanwhile, at the surface, we have these southerly winds, so that's going to set the stage for not only milder temperatures, but maybe some sea fog developing along the coast. Temperatures today got up into the lower 70s after a morning start in the mid to upper 40s, 67 right now, a little bit cooler down by the coast, and we'll be watching visibility trends. Right now, the visibility is good on the coast, but the forecast model's insisting that we're going to see some fog developing along the coast around midnight tonight, and then it begins to migrate inland during the course of the overnight hours through tomorrow morning. So we will see some fog. It will be thickest down by the coast, and right now the model favoring primarily Iberian and St. Mary parishes, and we're going to do it all over again over the next several nights as we go throughout the weekend and maybe into early next week. And notice the fog situation at noon tomorrow clears up inland, but low visibility staying near the coast, Sippermore Point, Salt Point, and by Cameron, maybe a half mile less all the way back through Holly Beach as well. So as we put your futurecast in motion, we're going to have that fog along the coast. Some of that penetrates inland through tomorrow morning. We'll see a mostly cloudy day. Temperatures start out in the lower 60s. A sprinkle or two during the course of the day. It stays breezy and mild. And then we have this frontal boundary that's going to be dropping to the south, but we don't think it makes it much further than I-10. So we're going to keep the temperatures mild throughout the weekend, but warming back up as that front moves northward on Sunday. So lower 60s tonight. Tomorrow we'll get into the low to mid 70s. So a milder night ahead with mostly cloudy skies and fog developing late toward daybreak. 61 your low. We'll go 73 the high tomorrow. Lots of clouds, not much sun, but you might see a couple of intervals of it. A sprinkle or two possible, but your rain chance low at 10%. 20% rain chances on Saturday. That may be pushing it. 30% Sunday, mainly northern portions of Acadiana. And then your rain chances going up as we go into next week with up and down temperatures with a front waffling through the area. And I hate when fronts waffle. It makes a very different...
Makes me hungry.
It makes me hungry too, but it also makes it for a very difficult temperature forecast. So the bottom line, good rain chances setting up for next week.
All right, thanks, Rob.